Hey there, it's Rachel Mullins, the host of Hashtag No Filter Fridays on Public House Media.
This is Madeline, host of Crowned and Dangerous here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come back to check out my show, Crowned and Dangerous, where Jessica and I talk about our time in the pageant world. A new show comes out bi-weekly on Thursdays. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of Crowned and Dangerous. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hey everyone, welcome to Beauties and Headcanons, where we're nerdy and you probably are too. I'm Emily and I'm here today with Lindsay and Elizabeth, and we're here to talk nerdy to you. This year is 2019 is jam-packed with a lot of awesome nerdiness, so we wanted to make sure that you guys knew about some of the things that really caught our attention. I mean, just looking at the list of movies coming out alone, there's a ton, so we want to make sure that you know about those, and also some games, some other things for you to check out as far as shows and that sort of thing. So without further ado, let's get rolling.
Our episodes are brought to you by Squadcast, and we're so excited to announce that they are now out of beta and fully released. With each of us living in a different time zone, Squadcast makes it easy for us to record and still make it sound like we're in the same room. Use our code, all caps, Talk Nerdy, for 50% off of your first month of Squadcast. Check out our affiliate link on our show's page at publichousemedia.org.
All right, so I guess let's get started off with movies. We went to our friend the Nerdist. I call them friend because I use them for finding nerdy things and nerdy news. So the Nerdist had a great list of all of the nerdy movies coming out this year, and some of them might just be nerdy because they have kind of a fan base around them, like a Stephen King movie and that sort of thing. Some of them are nerdy because they have nerdy themes, like they're a superhero or about robots or that sort of thing. Other ones are from your typical fandoms like Marvel or DC or Disney and that sort of stuff. So it's kind of a smattering of a bunch of different movies, but all of them have nerdiness associated with them somehow. So to start us off for the year, this movie actually came out last week Friday, Glass, which is the third part in a trilogy based around some supervillains, superheroes. Some of them wound up in a mental institution, and just watching the trailer for it, I'm intrigued because it's kind of like X-Men-esque, if that makes sense. That's what it reminds me of. So like, it's really interesting.
What's really cool about this is that it's like M. Night Shyamalan's brainchild. He's been working on this for over 20 years.
Man.
Unbreakable came out when I was still in high school, I think.
Really?
Maybe before that. And then the second movie came out much more recently, and that one's got James McAvoy in it, and he is absolutely phenomenal in his role. So I'm kind of excited.
Isn't he in this one as well?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All three of them come together. So it's
okay.
A trilogy of just mega men in Hollywood. Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis,
right? Yeah,
McAvoy. And I mean, can you imagine just being in the room with them?
Holy cow! Yeah.
So it's
and
really
what's
cool.
weird, but like, okay, so James McAvoy, I feel like he's been in something else that I've seen because he reminds me of a different character, and I just can't put my finger on it. Can you help me?
The recent Charles Xavier, like from the
the young one. Maybe that's where I've seen him. I haven't actually watched it though, so I'm not sure. But I do remember that he was the young Charles Xavier. I don't know.
He was also in that movie with Angelina Jolie, and I cannot remember the name of it. But
Oh, okay. I haven't seen many Angelina Jolie movies, if any, so I don't know. Sorry. But next set of movies coming out in February here, we've got coming out on Valentine's Day, Alita Battle Angel. It's a futuristic world where people are building super high-tech robots, and this one girl is apparently a super battle robot, but she doesn't know it because she was kind of left in a heap of junk, and a really talented robot man found her, like a man who makes robots, not a man who is a robot. Anyways, he found her and has been fixing her up, and then later she discovers like what she is and has to figure out what to do with that information. And it's really, really like interesting because she's like this really meek looking, innocent, wide-eyed little looking girl, maybe like a young teenager or so. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but she just looks so innocent, and Battle Angel just really sums her up really well.
So, Emily, I have this bad habit of looking up when a person says that they know a actor from some other thing and they don't know
I
what
do
it
that.
is. I
do
have
it all
this
the
habit of
time.
looking it up, and I found
Yeah.
out what you know him from.
Oh yeah? What is it?
He was Mr. Tumnus in the Chronicles of Narnia.
Oh, that's it! You are totally right. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my goodness, I didn't even make that connection. It was the eyes though that caught
And
me.
coming out next in February is one I'm really, really excited to see, which is How to Train Your Dragon: Hidden World. And I am so, oh my god,
Oh my
can't
goodness.
wait.
I needed to see this like last year. Oh my goodness, I'm so pumped. Oh, I can't even. Like,
I was almost
super
like, are they
jazzed.
really gonna make anymore or not?
I know. Ah. I'm so glad they made another one.
Like, I know.
When the first one came out, my husband and I saw it in theaters like 3 times. Like twice in 3D because it was so good. And then we got the second one came out and we're like, yes! And now the third one's coming out and we're so excited. Oh, we love it so much.
Well, and then March 8th, Captain Marvel comes out.
Yeah, like, okay, so March and April are like movie smattering shabam.
Oh yeah.
that makes
And May
sense because
even.
the weather you can't really count on in March and April. It could be really good.
That's
It could be
true.
really bad. So
That's pretty true. Yeah. Yeah.
Unless
So
you're
yeah.
in the South like me, and then it's like, oh yeah, it'll be fine.
So we've got March 8th is Captain Marvel, and I honestly know 0 things about Captain Marvel except for that she's a girl.
okay, well,
But
I know a
that's
little
about
bit
it.
more than that.
Okay.
Not a whole lot, but they really are taking a lot of the comic book stuff and looks like they're going to kind of blend it all together and come up with something different and exciting that we might not necessarily know about. So I actually
Yeah.
picked up the new comics of what she's her story is kind of looking like it's based off of loosely, and
For the
it
new
looks
for the
very
movie?
interesting. Yeah, the newer
Cool.
comics that came out. There's only
Cool.
like 7 or 8 of them that are actually in trades right now, and those look like a lot of fun. I read 2 literally in the course of 24 hours. I haven't gotten back to the comic book store yet, but when I do, that'll definitely be a cool thing to do. And I did find out that now that Aurelia knows about Squirrel Girl, that's who she wants to cosplay for when we get our costumes together for the conventions we're going to this year. So I might actually have to lose as much weight as humanly possible so I can cosplay as Captain Marvel instead of her.
I mean, what Captain Marvel is awesome, so go for it.
Right. Well, the costume definitely looks really cool. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know about walking around in spandex and red boots, but someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
okay, so I am into sewing, and just side note, I'm into sewing, and so I'm in a couple sewing groups on Facebook. One of them is called Sew Nerdy, as in like SEW, Sew Nerdy.
Uh-huh.
So it's a place for people to share their nerdy sewing projects, and one of them was this beautiful, picture perfect faux leather Captain Marvel themed bag, and I'm like, my goodness, you handmade that? It was perfect. It was, that like star emblem on like the
Right.
centerpiece of her. Oh, it was perfect. It was amazing.
And at
Anywho,
some point very soon, we're going to know the name of that and all of that other good stuff. So March 8th.
March 29th is when Dumbo, the live action Dumbo, comes out. I'm really interested in this, first of all, because I don't really, I've maybe seen the cartoon Dumbo like one time, and I don't remember it at all, except for that it's got a flying flying elephant with big ears. But it's directed by Tim Burton. That's the other reason why I'm interested in it, because I kind of want to see where he takes it. This is a classic Disney movie. People have loved Dumbo for a long time, and Tim Burton is such a big name in the movie world. I'm so curious to see what he does with it.
I just really hope he takes out the racist crows.
Yeah, that'd be a good
That's my only
idea.
thing. Like, please, is it too much to ask?
Right,
Take
like
out
that's
the racist crows.
unnecessary. So moving into April, then we've got several movies coming out in April here. Pet Cemetery. If you're a Stephen King fan, this one's coming out April 5th for you. Too scary for me. I'm just not, especially creepy kids, because this one's about like creepy kids in the woods and stuff. I saw the trailer a couple times, freaked me out. Oh my goodness. But so April 5th is when Pet Cemetery comes out. If you're a fan of Stephen King stuff, go have fun. But Shazam is the one that I am excited about for April 5th. That comes out the same day as Pet Cemetery. Zachary Levi plays Shazam, the superhero that a teenage kid turns into when he says his name. Watch the trailers because they're hilarious and fantastic, and also like great. Like DC did a fantastic job with laying out the stuff in the trailers, I think, to get you like interested in it enough, but to not give too much away about the movie, I think.
Exactly, because I mean, I don't think like a whole lot of like mainstream people know about Shazam or what he's all about. So I think it's a good like introduction to him, at least as far as I've seen. This is honestly like the first DC movie that I'm actually like really, really excited to see. And the second trailer, which I think just dropped fairly
Like recently, very recently.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're giving away the big baddie as I'm thinking that's Black Adam.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if it's not for sure. Oh boy. No, I am super excited. I'm also excited because this one like doesn't look like it's visually dark like a lot of the
Yes,
DC movies tend to
finally.
be. Like
Yes.
literally, it visually is darker in a lot of them, and so I'm excited to see this one that seems to be more of a brighter, like regular real to
Yeah.
life images. So I'm pumped. It's gonna be great. April 12th, a new Hellboy movie is set to release that day. If you're a fan of Hellboy, I don't know if you're gonna like this one or not. Right now it's not sounding so great, but maybe we'll see. We hear that it's not quite testing very well with audiences so far, and reshoots are in order. So maybe the reshoots will remedy a lot of that, and it'll be great. I don't know. We'll see. I've never seen any of the Hellboy movies, so
It's really hard to replicate Ron Perlman's charisma. So
that's true though.
it's like once you've seen him as Hellboy, it's like, yeah,
Nobody else.
I don't know how anybody else could hold that standard.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I haven't seen any of the Hellboy or read any Hellboy anything, so like everything's a blank slate as far as that goes. So I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm terrible. I have no interest in it, so I've never watched it.
Yeah, kind of same here. Like it's just not what I'm interested in.
Yeah,
So.
and it's not something I can really watch with Aurelia, and I have to admit most of that has to be something I can watch with an 11-year-old girl or, 7 or 9 or however old she was at any given point in time. So
that's kind of my life too here. Except for my kiddos are a lot younger, so I'm stuck with the lot younger stuff. Although the other day we did watch one episode of the old Adam West live action Batman and Robin. That was pretty great. Oh man. For a throwback, man. That was pretty fun.
They're real back.
Yeah. No, some of their phrases were just hilarious.
Yeah.
Like one of them was like, "Holy ashtray." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
Okay, so then April 26th, Avengers Endgame comes out.
Yeah. I mean, like, do we need to say any more?
No.
That's what everybody has been waiting for since Infinity War ended. So
right.
And I'm pretty sure like people already know what they're gonna think about it.
I think people have already decided their opinion about it before they've even seen it.
Or, they're changing their opinion based off of the YouTube theories and videos that everyone's coming up with. I will admit I have a different idea about it every other week because there's new stuff coming out that people are dreaming up every single week.
I know there's new theories coming out about it, like explaining why, because in the first trailer, like Ant-Man shows up and is like, "Hey guys, you gonna let me in?" Like he seems to have no idea what's going on, and then explaining him, explaining everybody that will probably end up coming back somehow or not. Like, I don't know. Go watch your own YouTube videos.
Well, and then I've been trying to watch Age of Ultron over again, and
Ooh.
the original Avengers, and Infinity War, and Thor Dark World, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
at any given
Piecing
point in
them all
time, I'm
together.
watching one of them just to see if what I missed, I'm definitely still hoping that they're gonna bring it all together and blow our minds in this one.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they have had a lot of things in place for Endgame pieced throughout the other movies.
Right. They keep saying how many times Endgame has been said. Like, how did we miss it? How did we not know?
Oh my
that was
goodness,
gonna be the name
really?
of the
Like
last
counting
Avengers movie, right?
counting
So
through all of the other ones, they've like said, hey, they said Endgame here and here and here and here. Really?
I just said
Ugh.
Endgame just now.
Oh man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe watch Infinity War again, just in case. Give yourself a refresher. I mean, it has been a year, right? So, well, it will have been about a year, right? Since Endgame, or yeah, since
Has it? I don't
Infinity
know.
War. Because because it was gonna come out like early May, and then
And then RDJ got it
yep,
pumped up.
then he
Because he's RDJ.
tweeted and said, "Who wants it earlier? Come on!" And then they did.
And then on May 10th, we have, which is my birthday, we have coming out Detective Pikachu.
Happy birthday!
Which is Ryan Reynolds in Pikachu's body.
I mean, how could you say no? That just sounds
I
great.
mean, I'm kind of into Pokemon. I'm not like a super fan or anything, but I mean, just the concept of Ryan Reynolds being Pikachu is just it sold me. I kind of want to see it.
Yes, I totally do too. I'm not a super Pokemon fan, but my husband is, and he is raising our daughter as one. And like I know she would love to see it, but it's PG-13 pretty sure, so that's not going to happen for a while. And I'm just excited because it's a live action as well, with obviously the Pikachu animation plugged in there. But like, it's like we've always seen the cartoon Pokemon, so I'm really
Yeah.
interested to see how it comes out in a live action.
Yeah.
Okay, May 15th, Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon. If you're a Shaun the Sheep kind of person, like, I don't know, some people really enjoy Shaun the Sheep and that kind of animation style. This is more of that.
Right.
I have no idea what it
Something
even is.
very important about the stop motion animation.
Yes, like that is a big project. If
Yeah,
you're going to
the
make a
amount of
stop
work.
motion,
Yeah.
yeah.
The amount of work that
Yeah.
goes into it is just astronomical. And the guys that do Shaun the Sheep are part of the founders, like the beginners of that animation style. So it's
Are they the same group that do Wallace and Gromit
yes,
as well?
they are. Mhm.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I think it's a
Oh.
spin-off of Wallace and Gromit.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they
So
are
there's
experts in their
Yeah.
field and just
Ugh.
the
It's so
greatest
cool.
creative minds, meticulous and amazing. It's
Yeah. I just
enviable
it's-
to just
I'm
watch.
amazed with the patience that it takes to
Mhm.
create every scene and every emotion in every scene. Like you have to really plan it out, and if it doesn't look right, you have to go back and redo the whole thing. Like, holy
Right.
cow.
It's
So
not just like calling an actor to set or whatever.
right, it's the actual figures. You have to shape them yourselves, and I don't know if they do that first and then they add the voice acting in, or if they do the voice acting and then they probably do the claymation afterward.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I mean, I guess to make the mouths match the voices, it would be easier to do the mouths afterward. But yeah. Okay, moving on, we've got May 17th, John Wick Chapter 3, some more Keanu Reeves, mega assassin, running away from criminal underworld, and I guess he rides a horse at one point. That's what the Nerdist had to say. But I just remember knowing that John Wick had a pretty big following.
I haven't seen any of them, but I mean, I think we all know the memes.
Yeah, yep. The Keanu Reeves meme.
It's like, oh, somebody killed John Wick's dog.
Oh, darn. Now we've got another Disney live action, Aladdin, May 24th. I am really excited about this. Will Smith as the genie, I'm really excited to see. I did hear that they are going to animate him blue. I mean, he's obviously the live action, but they're going to color him blue. But everybody else is going to be whatever their colors are normally. Um, I'm just really excited. I don't know. I just think it's going to be really cool.
I mean, I hope it's cool. I'm not a really big Will Smith fan, so it's like hearing his name is like,
Okay.
like,
Yeah,
okay.
I will say I'm a Will Smith fan. I think he does fantastic movies. So, and I know that with Will Smith, he's not going to try and like duplicate Robin Williams as the genie. He's going to bring his own flavor, which is what I think I'm going to appreciate because I loved Robin Williams as genie.
Sad. Anyway,
I know. Another
I like to
moment
think
for
that
Robin Williams.
it would have been cast differently if things were
If
different.
it might have. It might have. All right. Also coming out on May 24th is called Brightburn. I guess the summary is, what if Superman were evil and not just the Zack Snyder version of Superman?
That's interesting because I mean they kind of already covered that kind of thing in the Injustice video games and comic books,
Sure.
where Superman actually does like turn evil. But yeah, like basically the Justice League splits, and like some of them join Superman, and like then another part join Batman, and then they're all like fighting each other and like
Gotcha.
trying to stop each other. And Billy Batson, Shazam, he is initially on Superman's side just because like Superman is like a big like hero of his.
Oh, okay.
And but like Superman starts doing like really really shady bad things, and Billy Batson finally, like as Shazam, he finally like stands up to him and is like, what you're doing is wrong. You need to stop. And one of the most like iconic scenes was Superman just turning around and burning a hole through his skull and killing him. And that was just like this huge moment in Injustice
Oh
when
boy.
he killed Billy Batson. And that like kind of scared a lot of his followers. Like some of them kind of defected because they're like, okay, killing a kid is, not good. So
Yeah.
we're
No.
not going to follow him anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was very good. Like if anybody wants to check out the games or the comics are like expand a lot more into the world than the games do, even though the games have a great narrative. But I highly recommend the comics because they really do a great job at setting up the whole world and pulling in all these different characters and putting them in this huge like what if situation.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So yeah, that was Brightburn. What if Superman were evil? And I don't know if that's like Brightburn is the name of the superhero that's evil, or supervillain, I guess, or if it's like actually Superman that is evil. I haven't looked into it much, but I know that it's kind of nerdy. So there we go. Also, last one coming out on May 24th is Minecraft. So that'll be a movie. I'm interested, but I probably myself won't see it. I have a feeling it's going to be geared more towards like tweens who play the game, So like 11, 12, 13-year-old kids that play Minecraft that want a story, that kind of thing. So I think it'll be cool for like the older kid group, which would be interesting. I don't know if I'll see it myself, but who knows? But then coming up on May 31st is Godzilla King of the Monsters. So we got another Godzilla flick coming out.
Yeah, I love all the old Godzilla movies. I know they're kind of like hokey and corny, but I've always loved to watch them.
I have some friends who are super fans of Godzilla, and they have two boys who love Godzilla as well. And they like just fight each other like Godzilla, and they just play Godzilla, and they're like, "No, you're the blue Godzilla with the blue fire." I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I didn't know." But yeah, like I want to see more of the Godzilla movies just to kind of and like get the story and that sort of thing, because it's interesting, and I know it's hokey, like the way they had to make it back in the day and that sort of thing had to be that way. So I'm interested.
I still will always recommend the classic Godzillas because I just love them. Mm-hmm. They're just good. they're a good basis to kind of go from, I think.
Yeah. All right, moving into June, we've got several in June and in July. So let's kind of run it down. June 7th, X-Men Dark Phoenix. I had no idea this one was coming. So, I mean, it's probably just been in the shadow of Avengers Endgame, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't know if this was going to come out because Disney acquired Fox. So, like, it was kind of a question, I guess, that because Fox was making this, right? Fox was making X-Men Dark Phoenix, and then Disney bought out Fox.
They might have already been like contracted to
It-
do it, so they,
yeah.
had
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
it.
So, like, I don't even know what this is going to be because I don't know much about X-Men, but it's coming.
With how they've handled the Phoenix Force and Jean Grey so far, I don't have much faith in it for being
Okay.
very good.
Gotcha.
Just because, I mean, the original like Phoenix Saga took up like 2+ years of build up in the comics, and there's no way you can really condense that into one movie. So
Probably
yeah,
not. Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll have to see. But I am excited about the next movie here. June 14th is Men in Black International. Super excited because I love the Men in Black movies in general. My husband is a huge fan of them. I actually bought him them on Blu-ray 4K for his birthday last year. He was super stoked about that. But I'm also excited to see Tessa Thompson, who was Valkyrie from Thor Ragnarok, and Chris Hemsworth Thor, to actually be in this. And they are international agents of Men in Black, and Tessa gets to be a woman in black, and they get to wear their dope suits, fighting alien menaces, which is going to be super cool. I'm hoping they toss in that classic Men in Black humor because I love that. Like, that's what made me love the movies, because it's like spies, but also with humor, but also getting business done, and it's great. So that's what I'm hoping we'll see here with Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth as the mains instead of Will Smith and why am I forgetting his name?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. Yes, those guys, because they did a fantastic job as a pair up. So I'm hoping that, I mean, I'm sure it will be a different style, like their own take on it, but I think it'll be great. Because I could see Tessa being like this super sassy, snarky girl, and Chris being like, well, this is how we do it, kind of thing. So, like, you know what I mean? I think it'll be good.
I did not even realize it was coming out.
I heard about it a while back, and I forgot.
But Toy Story 4.
Yeah. June 21st. Like, holy cow.
It's surprising because, like, the last movie, like, really, I thought wrapped things up and gave it a nice ending, but
I thought that was going to be it, and I'm like, oh, this was great. I was very content and happy with it.
So I really hope they're not going to, like, just, you know, come in and, you know, do more stories just for the sake of doing more stories, because I think that would kind of, like, just, it would cheapen everything that happened in Toy Story 3. But, I mean, maybe they still do a good job. I mean, you know, Pixar has had a good reputation for doing that. So just hope that they keep it up.
Exactly. We will hope for the best, and if the worst happens, well,
we'll always have 3.
Exactly. We'll always have 3.
I did hear that Tim Allen was talking about some scene or something had made him really cry. So,
oh man,
I thought we had cried enough, but I guess we're going to continue.
Well, that makes me even more excited, because if Tim Allen has an emotional scene, like, that man does a lot of work, and if he has an emotional scene about a movie that he's been in this is the 4th one of, I think it must be good.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm super excited. All right, now we are into July. Yeah, that's right. We're only halfway through the year. Here we go. Spider-Man Free From Home, July 5th. Presumably, he would come back in Endgame because he needs to go and do some stuff overseas for Nick Fury, I guess. Well, I don't remember. I don't remember. Is this set after Infinity War, or is this set between Civil War and Infinity War? I kind of feel like this is set in between, now that I think about it.
Yeah, because like I haven't like heard any confirmation as to like when exactly it takes place.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, you know how Marvel is with spoilers. I mean, obviously, try to get a hold on Tom Holland and Mark.
Just don't tell them anything.
Otherwise, they try to keep a pretty tight ship. And so, like, I kind of doubt that they would, you know, obviously advertise and, for release a movie about a character who has presumably died in a movie before, like, the last one comes out.
Right.
I don't know. It would be weird, but I mean, I would say I hope he comes back because I
Yeah,
love Tom Holland
me
Spider-Man.
too. Tom Holland Spider-Man is fantastic. Like, to be honest, I liked the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but like Tom Holland feels like he's Spider-Man at home. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like he actually like made me like Spider-Man because before I was kind of like neutral, like kind of
Yeah.
he's there, he's cool. If he's not, whatever. But Tom Holland like actually made me love Spider-Man.
Mhm.
So
I think, yeah, like he really understands who Spider-Man is and helps us understand him too. So, yeah, I'm super excited.
Spider-Man Far From Home does look like it's coming out after, like it's set for after Infinity War.
That is when it's set, is after Infinity War?
Yeah, but it doesn't say anything more than that. So
Like, okay, well, it's obviously released after Infinity War because it's coming out in July.
sure. Yeah, but yeah.
But the actual setting is supposed to be after Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So then it would be after Homecoming too, right?
Right. I don't know. Now I'm
yeah,
confused.
I saw that Homecoming. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I saw because I'm pretty sure like Nick Fury wouldn't even get involved with him before Homecoming because
Right.
Homecoming it was just Tony Stark and Happy and
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, because Tony had to convince Fury that that he could bring some guys in for Civil War, and he went and grabbed Spider-Man. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like Homecoming was like right after Civil War. Like
That's kind of what I'm
it was
thinking
like
too.
the opening sequence. I remember it was like him like being like making this little video, and he was like, "Oh, so excited because I was just at the airport. I had the big fight. It was Captain America and blah blah blah."
Yeah.
Like, so like I know that takes place right after Civil War. So
Yeah, and he was like just super stoked about it because
yeah,
like I would be. Okay, so we'll say that it's potentially after Infinity War, but we're still not 100% sure. We're not sure if it's after Endgame either,
yeah,
but it
'cause
would have to be. So
I haven't seen anything like official from Marvel yet.
yeah, unless Lindsay
Yeah.
just found it, so I don't really know.
I did just find it. That's why I said
Lindsay just found it.
Oh,
Okay. All right, so we can say it's after Infinity War then.
It says the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming will be set after the events of Infinity War, and it's still untitled May 2019 sequel. So that was before, but it's definitely
That was before Endgame was named.
Right.
Gotcha.
Really interesting that they would choose to do that and expose that secret that he's coming back.
Right.
But
Right.
Yeah.
But-
So I guess Spider-Man comes back, guys.
no, we know that Spider-Man and Nick Fury for sure comes back.
Yes, we know those two for sure. And I don't remember if I saw Tony in the trailer for Far From Home or not.
I don't remember.
I
but
don't
I don't
remember.
think so.
Anywho, July 5th, Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm excited about it because I think it's gonna be great. But okay, then we can get on to the next July 19th. We've got a live-action Lion King coming out, so
Disney
that will
is
be
busy,
another
busy.
Yeah. busy. Another Disney live action. That's the third one in this year.
They're really getting in on that live action thing.
I know.
I think we should revive our live action versus animated series, and
That we should totally keep rolling with that. I think because
Yeah.
there's a lot to talk about. Just even comparing the styles, the stories, the just everything.
Likes
yeah.
and dislikes and everything, yeah.
Like yeah. Okay. Super excited about this next one. August 9th, Artemis Fowl. And if any of you have heard some of my like book recommendation episodes, I love the Artemis Fowl series. It came out in the early 2000s, written by an Irish author, and Disney is taking this one on. So here's hoping they are going to take it all the way and do the book series justice. I'm not sure if they're going to take on the series or if they're just going to start off with the first book in the 8-book series or what, but I'm super jazzed because I've been waiting for this. There have been rumors and whispers of this for at least 10 years. So I'm super jazzed. And also the Harry Potter void is really, really real. So we're taking on another magical kid book series and we're going to run with it here. It's going to be great. No, seriously though, because Artemis Fowl himself is not magical. He is very, very intelligent, but he is not magical. He has magical friends, but we will save that for people who haven't read the books, and we'll let them find out. Read the books, people. All right.
I mean, they have until August, so.
Yes, you do have until August, and they are like juvenile fiction, so you could easily read all 8 of them in that time. If you're read a book a month, you'll be done. So get on it. And so I looked at the movies coming out in September, and I kind of didn't feel like they were all that nerdy. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't feel like all the September movies were nerdy. So we're skipping to October. Woohoo!
October's the best month anyway, so.
Yeah. So October 4th, we've got Joker coming out. Elizabeth, I'm not sure if you've heard anything about this one.
I have a little bit. I'm cautious about it.
I would be too. If I were more.
A little bit, and it's like, okay. I mean, obviously not enough to really make an impression, I don't think. The only thing is, like, there are so many other villains in Batman's
That's true. There's a ton.
Could take on. Like, at this point, it feels like just doing a movie about the Joker is just kind of lazy. Like, oh, let's just do Joker. Everybody knows that. But there are so many others that they could do a really good, interesting story on that just get passed over.
I'm sure, yeah.
And, like, one of my favorites, and this is actually one of my favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series, but one of my favorite villains is this villainess called Baby Doll. And she has this, like, condition where she basically always looks like a kid, even though she's an adult. And so she was an actress in this show, and this beloved show. And then obviously, the show fell off, and she lost work and couldn't find work. And she, tried to be this serious actress, but I mean, obviously she still looks like a kid, so nobody really takes her seriously. And it's, even in, like, the animated series episode, it was just this very visceral theme that just, like, it really touched something, like, deep inside you, where it just resonated. And, like, you could take that is, like, a fantastic story, because, like, even in later episodes, she goes on and she teams up with Killer Croc. And it's this really weird odd couple pairing, but it really works, and they could totally take that on.
I think so too. Like you said, the Joker has been done so much. And I think it's maybe about time for some other villains to get some screen time.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see, but I wish it was somebody else getting the spotlight.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've seen Joaquin Phoenix do some good things, but I don't. I know he can do Joker, but I don't know if he should do the Joker alone. I don't know if that makes any sense what I said. But he's going to. It's probably already mostly done. So I don't know. So we were at October 11th. We have a few coming out. If you were fans of the movie Zombieland, they made another one, which I actually am kind of excited about. I've seen this one a couple times, and I'm interested to see, because I don't remember how it ended, to be honest, but I think it's going to be great. It was hilarious. I know that. Yeah. And it was just
not a typical zombie movie, which is interesting because it kind of came out, like, during the whole zombie craze, but it was so different than any other zombie movie. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Shaun of the Dead.
Yes. Kind of like that farce or spoof.
Yeah. Or, just kind of
like a satire on the seriousness of it, where it's really not that serious. Yeah. So I think that's going to be fun. I don't know who's in this one, but you can look that up, you guys. It's called Zombieland 2. Just check it out. Are You Afraid of the Dark is also coming out on October 11th. So if you were a fan of that great 90s show, I was not, because I'm a scaredy cat. Just going to be upfront and honest. I was not a fan of that show. I don't even remember. Maybe my parents just didn't let me watch it, or I didn't think they would want me to watch it because it was like one of those, like, spooky shows. And I don't know. I'm just not into that scary stuff. But
I don't even think we had TV when it was on air. So
yeah, I don't remember when specifically. Probably like the early to mid 90s or so. So
we didn't actually get a TV until like 1995. So that my parents could watch the Olympics.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. was it 95 when it was in
Maybe it
Atlanta?
was 94, maybe?
Yeah, it was one of those, and it came into Atlanta, which we were living in Atlanta at the
Oh,
time. So
nice.
like, oh, we gotta watch it, but like they didn't get like cable or anything. They just got like the little
The
rabbit
locals.
ears so that we
Ah,
could get the local channels.
yep. Yep. We didn't have cable for a long time growing up either, so like I feel you there. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't actually get it until 1997 when we moved up to International Falls, Minnesota, and the only reason we got it is because International Falls, Minnesota has no local TV stations.
Oh, yeah.
The closest local station is Duluth, which is like 3 hours
Right.
away.
Yep. You're way up in
So
the middle of nowhere up there.
yeah, I mean you gotta have cable if you want any kind of TV. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think we got cable once we moved to Appleton, Wisconsin. That was in like early 2000s or so. So like, yeah, kind of
Like, oh,
similar
after
timeframe.
Are You Afraid of the Dark was off the air.
Yes. Although we would catch it occasionally on like reruns somehow. I forget if it was at my grandparents' house or what, but anywho, Are You Afraid of the Dark is a movie. So if you were a fan of the 90s show, go right for it. Also coming out October 11th is The Addams Family, a reboot of the 60s sitcom based on the original comic strip series. So if you're an Addams Family fan,
I have so many mixed feelings about this.
I don't know.
Just because of Raul Julia.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of like Hellboy. Like once you see somebody with that level of charisma in the role, it's like,
how can you?
do that?
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. But like, and honestly, I do not know who they have cast in this one either. So besides,
Yeah, we'll have to see.
yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, October 18th, we have A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood coming out, where Tom Hanks plays Mr. Rogers, which
Oh my god, I did not even know about this. And
yeah. Ugh.
oh my god.
Yes. Like I haven't
really
seen
sorry.
Won't You Be My Neighbor? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, the documentary.
Yeah, the documentary, but I want to, like, so bad. And then this one coming out in October, like, oh man.
Oh, I just prepare your tissues, y'all.
Seriously,
because
like maybe bring a
we're not
couple
going to see the
boxes.
theater with any dry eyes.
Yeah, yep. Oh man. I'm really excited because Tom Hanks is just very talented and I think he's gonna do a fantastic job.
Oh yeah. And of course Mr. Rogers. I mean, that was when we finally got TV. Like, I mean, we got PBS, and so
Right.
like
Yep, same.
Mr. Rogers was one of the first TV shows I ever really got to watch. So
Yeah, same here. Same here. We
Big
watched
nostalgia.
Mr. Rogers. We watched sparingly. We watched Sesame Street. We watched Mr. Men with that cartoon like shaped stuff where it was like Mr. Happy, Mr. Mischief, and all those guys.
Yeah.
Like I watched that after kindergarten every day, and like Little House on the Prairie. Oh man,
yeah,
loved
yeah,
that.
I'm running that too. So.
Yeah. All right, so that brings us to November 1st. We have several coming out. A couple, I'll say a couple. Charlie's Angels, a reboot of the 70s action series, and then an untitled Terminator reboot.
So I'm going to go ahead and call November 1st the release of movies that nobody even was asking for.
Yeah, probably. We might say that. I don't know. I've never seen either of them, so I haven't.
You know what? We need another Charlie's Angels movie. Or we need another Terminator movie.
Right.
Like, I don't know anybody who was asking that.
I don't know either. I mean, there might be some people, I just don't know them.
So there's that.
Yeah. But then, okay, November 8th, we have a Sonic the Hedgehog movie coming out.
Yeah, which is interesting. I've seen some of like the artwork and stuff for it, so I'm like kind of,
Yeah.
I hope it's better.
I hope
than
so. I don't know. I honestly haven't seen it, so like.
It doesn't look, the art really doesn't look that good. Honestly.
I mean,
really doesn't.
if the art is the same as like the N64 Sonic, we might be okay. I mean, because at least it's copying the game.
Oh no.
No, oh no.
It's bad.
They broke Sonic the Hedgehog.
It looks really bad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I hope they fix it before it comes out. They have a few months. They have till November, so
yeah,
get on it.
They got time. They got time. You got time to fix it.
Yes, exactly. And then also coming out November 8th is Kingsman 3. I have not seen the second Kingsman, although I heard it was not super great. I loved the first one, though. So maybe the third one will kind of redeem it, hopefully. The first one was just fantastic.
Yeah, I've not seen either. So
okay. Yeah, but no, I loved the first one. So I don't know about the second one because they like come to America, and I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't really know how things go down in America. Some people I've heard did not like how they did that. So I don't know. But November 22nd, Frozen 2 is happening. Like,
oh my God,
I didn't realize it was coming this year. So here it comes.
Parents, prepare yourselves now.
Yes.
Frozen is coming again.
You have been warned. You have been warned. The time is now to prepare because you need this long. Okay. Now that brings us to December. We've got 2 more movies for 2019 to cover. Jumanji 2 comes out December 13th. The Rock, Kevin Hart, and Karen Gillan are all in it, so I guess they go back in the video game somehow. I'm interested. I didn't the way that they ended it didn't make it seem like they're gonna go back or have another one, so I'm kind of not sure how to feel about it.
Yeah, well, money. So
yeah, money.
And it would fit.
Personally, I did enjoy the one that they did recently with The Rock and Kevin Hart and so on. And I don't know how I feel about them making more of it. I don't want them to try too hard. Because I think the way they did the one, that first one was just really well done. So, I don't know. But then, here we go. We've got December 20th, Star Wars Episode 9, where J.J. Abrams wraps it up with the end of his trilogy. And, maybe they can kind of do justice to everything that everyone's been hoping for. That's not too much to ask, is it?
Let's hope we can fix all the mess that Rian Johnson did because
we'll hope that JJ can figure something out with what happened. I mean, there's a lot to go off of because I don't know how all of these things are going to get pulled together, but hopefully things will get explained.
Hopefully.
Yes, and hopefully they don't go back to that casino planet again. That did not make any sense. That did not make any sense. The way that side plot thing, they could have done that way differently. Anywho, that's all we've got for movies so far. If you guys had a movie that was coming out that you thought we should have mentioned, please let us know. Because there's a lot of movies coming out this year, guys. And a lot of them are nerdy or have some kind of following behind them. So we wanted to let you know, just in case you hadn't heard already. But if we didn't say one that you were hoping we would, you should probably let us know. So please do. But now we've got some video game stuff to talk about.
Yes. I have 3 pretty big ones right now. I mean, I kind of touched on a few in E3, and obviously, there's quite a few big names coming out this year, but there are a few that I really want to touch on because they're fairly big. And first, I'm going to go ahead and get the bad news out of the way.
Okay.
Another segment of Fallout 76. Again.
Oh,
more bad news.
Come on.
I swear, every week it's something. And this time, apparently, a dev room has been discovered in the game, which is basically Bethesda has built in these rooms to their games before, usually their single player games. And it's a room where basically you can find anything and everything in the game. So all the weapons, all the armors, everything from low level to high level, even in-game things, unique items, even things that especially in Fallout 76, apparently there are things that aren't even technically released yet that you can get.
That's crazy.
And the bad thing with an MMO is when people go in there and they take things, now they have in-game stuff.
Yeah.
there's been this black market that has kind of evolved where some players were like using like duplication glitches and stuff like that to sell items, like real items in game for real world money on like eBay and other sites like that. For players,
Oh,
like, you would pay for them on like eBay or whatever other
yeah,
site, like in game they would just trade it.
really?
Um,
So they're actually like paying real money for something
yeah,
that they could find themselves in the game somewhere, but they're just paying somebody else to give it to them.
essentially, yeah. And now the big money is coming in when people have gone into this dev room and taken things out. Now, Bethesda is like issuing bans where they can for the players that have gone in and taken things out. But the thing is once they go in and take things out, they can just trade them off to anybody. And once it's traded, you can't trace it.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's already in the game. So I mean, like really, all you would need to do is just have like like have one account set up where you go in real quick, grab the stuff, get out, trade it real quick with somebody else, and there you go. Even though that one account has gotten banned, you have the items in another account now.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's just a
yeah,
big mess.
yeah, it's getting worse. Somehow it's getting worse.
Come on.
Oh,
Figure it
I swear,
out.
it almost feels like they're trying to pull a Jack Donaghy and just tank the company.
I hope not, because they do other stuff that's actually good.
Yeah, they do so many other good things. And better not, Todd Howard.
Come on
I
now.
swear.
Figure it out. Be better.
On the better end of the MMO world, however, ESO is getting a new expansion this summer that
Yay!
includes a new province and a new class. And this time we're going to Elsewhere, which is the home of the Khajiits.
Oh, cool.
We don't know a whole lot so far. We do know that there will be dragons and that there will finally at least be some sort of representation of all the different types of Khajiits. Because like the physical form that they take is kind of dependent on the moon's positions when they're born. So they could look like
Oh,
the Khajiit that you can make in game. They might look even more humanoid with like a human face, or they could even look like a house cat. So
wow. Cool.
yeah, so there's a huge variety, and so I'm guessing we'll finally see that.
I hope so.
And
That'd be cool.
they're also adding the Necromancer class, which I'm really excited about because I play Conjuration Mage a lot, and Necromancy is, like a subset of Conjuration.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I want to play as a Necromancer.
Yeah. Right now, my husband and I are playing through ESO. I'm still pretty low level, but he's got maybe like 7 or 8 levels on me. So I'm playing the typical Ranger Wood Elf. But he is I want to say he's a Nord or I don't know. He's a battle mage, I think. Like some kind of tanky mage guy.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anywho, so he's having a lot of fun with it. He's really frustrated right now because he has maxed out his inventory capacity. So he actually is like, okay, I like this game enough. I will actually like pony up and pay for the unlimited crafting bag and stuff. I'm like, okay. He streams it every Monday night, and I play with him usually. So, I mean, he's having a lot of fun with it. He loves it, and I'm enjoying myself too, even though I'm not very good at it at all.
Yeah, so Bethesda, just get with ZeniMax Online. That's
Yeah.
they're like, together. Like,
Right.
not like the company, but like they're affiliated or whatever.
But
I'm not sure.
I mean, they have kind of like a cooperation going on.
Yeah, so like,
So
just get with ZeniMax Online. They'll tell you how to fix it.
figure it out. It'll be okay. You have friends that you can ask.
Yeah.
At least you should still have friends, I hope.
They better.
Yeah.
Now, the main one that I really wanted to talk about.
Save the best for last, huh?
Yes, the best for last. This one was dropped completely out of the blue. Apparently, Ed Boon knew about it and had information on it at E3, but because he's a giant troll who trolls, he did not say anything about it. And he waited until he was presenting at the Game Awards, and instead of like the little trailer playing for like whoever was nominated, all of a sudden it's the trailer for Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, like I don't think anybody cared about the Game Awards
After that.
at that point on because everybody just wanted to talk about Mortal Kombat 11. So they had a reveal event that I watched their stream on Twitch, and there's so much going on. I'm going to try to I'm going to try to go through it and just, keep it as succinct as possible. So we have confirmed characters now. There's Scorpion and Raiden, which, obviously if you watched the initial trailer, you would know that they are in the game. So Scorpion and Raiden obviously are confirmed. They also confirmed Sonya Blade and Sub-Zero as, pretty constant returning characters. Also, as returning characters who were not in the last game, Baraka and Scarlet are back. And I was especially excited for Baraka because he is like one of the first characters that I played with besides Raiden. And so, like, when it comes to like the first characters you play with, you just kind of have like a special place in your heart for them.
Oh, yeah. I feel you there for sure.
And Baraka was actually in the story mode of MKX, but you couldn't play as him. And so that was just super frustrating. So, but he is coming back along with Scarlet, and Scarlet's got a brand new look. She looks awesome. Hair's kind of a little weird, but other than that, I kind of like her costume that she's got going on.
Nice.
And we also got a peek at the brand new character that they're debuting, Geras, who has these special time control abilities that I'm really interested in. And I swear to God, he looks like Michael Jai White. Like, he looks like they've just basically like taken a scan of Michael Jai White and put him in the game. I don't know. Maybe that's just me and my husband, but that's what it looks like. And I'm excited. During the event, we also got to see the opening cinematics. And so as far as like the timeline goes as to like when MK11 is supposed to take place, it looks like it's picking up pretty much directly after MKX. In fact, the opening cinematic actually covers like a little bit of like a behind the scenes moment that technically takes place right before MKX's epilogue. And it reveals a little bit more of possibly one of my favorite iterations of him, which is Dark Raiden. And he is like the first character I ever played with in Mortal Kombat. And he is like the God of Thunder. He's always good. He's always like on the side of, the good guys. He's, always, trying to...
He's like Thor.
Work things out for better and protect Earthrealm and everything like that. But now, after the events of MKX, he's become corrupted. And because of, the whole deal with Shinnok at the very end. And so now he's going bad. And I swear, it is like Ed Boon has read my manual for how to turn a good guy bad. His turn is hitting all of my points, and I love it. I love it. Also, of course, as much stuff was revealed, not everything is out in the open yet. Only the characters I've mentioned are officially confirmed. They did hold a tournament of different esports players after the whole reveal thing. They gave them like a couple of hours to practice.
Oh, cool.
And they got to hold a little tournament. And so obviously they could only use the characters that were revealed. So there was a little bit of limitations, but it was neat to see like what all the different characters could do. However, there was an interesting point at one point because, before they come out, they have their little like player cards on the screen.
Oh, sure.
Where it lists, it has a picture of them and it lists their name and their age and, where they're from and, who their mains were in MKX. And it also listed like their main for MK11, which, is obviously like they were just playing with the characters that were available at the time. However, one of the esports players, Sonic Fox, who is actually the Injustice 2 champion right now, his card read Mortal Kombat 11 main, Rain, who is the Prince of Edenia, and he has not been mentioned yet at all. So
curious
that he would be listed as Sonic Fox's main.
Right.
But,
well, you'd think, if he's maining somebody already, then you'd have to have some playtime.
Yeah, or is this that Rain will be back?
I don't know.
I hope so. I love Rain. He's really cool. He is the Prince inspired character because he's the purple ninja and his name is Rain.
So nice. Rain. Yep.
So yeah, of course I have to love him. So maybe I'm kind of keeping my eye out for that. Also, we did get a tease for Cabal because during the reveal of the whole like cool collector's edition that they're having, there was a figure that dashed across the screen really quick in a way that's kind of a signature move of Cabal's. And the hosts acknowledged it. They did not name, but basically one of the hosts said it is exactly who you think it is.
Oh,
so
well, yeah.
Cabal is 99% confirmed. That's what I'm going to say. And so there's going to be a lot more information coming out. They're going to have podcasts called the Combat Cast that they're going to broadcast on their social medias. The first one is on January 30th. So be sure you check out NetherRealm's social medias at that time, because I'm pretty sure they're going to confirm Cabal for sure at that time. And I guess we'll find out if our favorite disfigured Black Dragon associate will really be up for play in the next installment.
We'll have to see. Also, some things to check out in the gaming world. League of Legends fans, this weekend, as of probably like today, tomorrow, the new season of LCS starts with the spring split. So there's been a lot of roster changes, especially it seems like in the North American League. And new champions are in the mix now. So I'm sure some interesting gameplay styles will come out. And I'm interested to see how game lengths play out as well, because in the last split, in the fall split, games tended to end shorter than they were because of the way the way that Riot changed up the game effects. They they nerfed a lot of things. They changed the way the towers worked. I might be speaking a secret language if you don't know how League of Legends works, but they changed how the towers worked, and so the first phase of gameplay, the laning phase, tends to happen a lot more quickly, and then it gets to the second stage of the game, and a lot of things tend to happen there where like it kind of makes or breaks the game for one team or the other. And so I'm interested to see if games will still tend to be on the shorter side, about 25 minutes long or so, or if they'll be even shorter, or if they'll be faster, or if they'll be longer. I don't know. And I'm also really interested to see if they, if any of the pros take on any of these new champs that have come out since the fall split finished up and since the Worlds ended. So we'll see. Also, a new season of Star Trek Discovery has started as of this month. Actually, as of this week, or maybe it was last week, Tuesday. CBS let out their first episode of Star Trek Discovery for the season, and it looks awesome. My husband and I are probably going to wait a couple weeks to watch it because we want to like kind of binge it on the CBS All Access. So we'll do it that way. But that's what we're going to do, I think, and I think it looks good. We really enjoyed the first season, and I don't know if this is like the second half of the first season or if this is the second season officially, because the first season was only like 8 or 9 episodes, I think. And now I think they're doing another like 8 or 9 episodes. So I'm not sure if they just do really short seasons or if it's like the first and second halves of the first season or what. So
that could be. I mean, not everything has to be supernatural. Like
right, 20 episodes, 27 episodes in a season. Right. Yeah, not everything has to be supernatural like that. So we'll see. I don't know. And it's okay to have a few episodes in a season. That's nothing wrong with that.
Quality over quantity is just fine.
I would take that, absolutely. And so far it has been quality over quantity. So I'm looking forward to watching that with my husband. We're totally down for the Star Trek. And like I said, I talked about this before. It's a darker Star Trek than you would expect. It's not this happy-go-lucky, like we're space explorers kind of Star Trek, because they're in war. They're at war with the Klingons. So like it's a lot darker. It's a lot more on edge than you would expect from Star Trek. So but it's really good though. And then also, so this is kind of like a teaser for next week's episode of our show. Series of Unfortunate Events started off as books. They made a movie, and they've made a Netflix show. And I believe so they just put out the 3rd season of the Netflix show. There's about 8 episodes per season. And I want to say there might be like 1 or 2 more episodes to finish out the series. I haven't watched all the way through the 2nd season yet because I want to catch up with the books. So, because I have to read more of the books. But so far I've loved it. And Lindsay and I were talking about this. She said that she's been watching it with her daughter, as she does with a lot of things, which I love about her and her daughter. Those are 2 peas in a pod, and I love it. And so her daughter has read the books, and I don't remember. Well, and Lindsay's read most of the books as well. So I would love to catch up with the books and finish out the Netflix show. I don't think I'll be able to do that by next week. However, we are going to be discussing our comparisons between the books and the movies and the Netflix show. Because, like I said, it's like 8 or 9 episodes per season. So, and they're 20-minute episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
They're really good, though. I love them. Maybe they're 45-minute episodes, but at
Yeah,
any rate, they're great.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the books. I did see the movie,
Okay.
and I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I like Jim Carrey as an actor. I think he does a great job of being that kind of like weird, crazy kind of guy.
Yeah, weird, creepy, just kind of odd.
Yes.
Character.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably not going to be able to like binge watch all of the Netflix show, but I am going to like watch some of the first season.
Yeah.
And just kind of.
Well, and I think
that'll be a good comparison.
Probably the first like 2 or 3 episodes of the first season will cover what they covered in the movie that you saw.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
that movie only covered the first like 2 books.
Yeah.
3.
That is what I heard. That it's just like
Yeah, and so for the Netflix series, they have Neil Patrick Harris instead of Jim Carrey in that same role, which I am loving so much more. And both of them are great actors. I'm just really loving the way Neil Patrick Harris has taken the character. He's doing a fantastic job. And they've also got a couple other prominent actors, actresses in there sprinkled throughout. So if you're interested in it, if you've read the books, even if you haven't, go ahead and watch the Netflix show because they're throwing in stuff like more story into the Netflix show, and I love it because there's some stuff in the Netflix show that it's like background information that the books don't even have.
Ooh.
So that's kind of like a snippet for next week's episode.
No, I like that.
Yeah, it's great. I'm loving it. And then another thing that we want to mention is that there was a New Year's episode of Doctor Who. Now, I did not get the chance to see it. I don't know if Lindsay or Elizabeth has either. But let us know what your thoughts were. If you got to see that episode, I want to know. I want to know what you thought about it.
I have heard that it was fairly solid because the lines and like the stories that were written like prior to the special was, I guess, written even before Jodie Whittaker was cast.
Oh.
And so, like, I know some of the complaints are like, the scripts and everything aren't that great. And I'm thinking it could be because, they didn't take into account her.
Oh, maybe.
As they were writing it. Maybe.
Possibly.
But I think they've gotten, from what I've read, they've gotten to the end of that. And so, now they're going to start, like, actually writing for her now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, it will be even better.
I hope so. Yeah. Awesome. I mean, I hope that the show continues to get better with her because I liked the episodes that I saw with her, even though apparently those episodes weren't written to her as the doctor. So
yeah,
we'll see. Hopefully things will kind of come together and fit a little bit better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and how could we forget that Game of Thrones, the final season of Game of Thrones, is coming out in April
this year.
Holy cow.
Oh, finally. I feel like we have just been waiting forever.
I know. But I mean, I feel like it's been forever, but at the same time, like, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. I don't know. It's a weird feeling because, like, I know I've been waiting for it.
Waiting for the next Sherlock season.
Yeah. Oh, we've still waiting for that, I think I still need to watch the most recent season anyways. I might have watched 1 or 2 of them, but I think there's 4, right?
Yeah, I believe there's 4. And from what I've heard, the 4th one isn't that great. But
yeah. So
if you go with that in mind, it might be okay.
Yeah. I mean, and hopefully the next one will be better than that.
If
so
they ever get around to it.
Right. Yeah. Come on now. But I mean, maybe they're just waiting for Benedict Cumberbatch to be available again.
Yeah, that is true because he's
been busy. I feel like Martin Freeman's been busy too, but I don't know with what. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for getting nerdy with us today. We've listed a lot of things that are coming out in 2019 to look forward to. So what are you guys most looking forward to coming out this year? Is there a movie or a game or a TV series or something that you'd like us to cover? If there is, just drop us a line at one of our social media accounts and let us know. I'm Elizabeth, and thanks for getting nerdy with us here at Beauties and Headcanons.